right, everybody, you can start your short practice in a seated position. You can see the model on the screen sitting in a seated position just like that. This is a good place to start just for a moment, especially if you're at your house or you're somewhere where there's a lot going on around you. It's a good idea before you start the physical practice to take a moment, close the eyes, take a few breaths. And then if you do your ohms, this is the time to do them. Just take one more big breath in where you are. Keep your spine up nice and tall. And then you're just going to come out of that seated position. The next pose is a forward bend, ragdoll position. So you're going to come right up to standing. Make sure your feet are as wide as your hips. And just fold forward, yes. Make your knees soft, bend your knees just a little bit. It's not a squat pose, you're not trying to get your butt down at all. It's just a little bend in the knees from being totally straight or totally locked. Now stay in this pose and track your own breathing. So you're always trying to breathe through the nose unless you're doing some other special kind of pranayama, or if you're really stuffed up, of course, you can use your mouth. And when you breathe through the nose, especially when you exhale, you totally release your head, your shoulders, your arms, your whole spine, just for another full breath. Okay, now keep your feet where they are, rise up to standing, lift your arms overhead, reach for the sky, look up to the sky, get as tall as you can. And then come back down to the forward fold that you were just in, ragdoll position, stretch your back. Just stay here for one moment this time, shake out your head, try to relax your head and your face, and then come back up all the way again like you just did, reach for the sky. Yep, and then exhale, put your hands on your hips and go up to the front of the mat again. So turn forward, yeah, like that, exactly. Put your hands on your hips, keep your right foot in front, and step back to warrior one. So in warrior one, your front knee bends and your arms rise up by your ears, and you just turn your chest over the front knee. Yeah, exactly. Lift up your chest. And try to get a little lower in your front knee. Okay, now put your hands on your hips and do the same thing with the other foot in front. Step your other foot forward, same exact pose, warrior number one. Try to hold still, get your front knee to go lower, 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 front knee go lower. Remember your breathing, we're just going to do one more breath in. And then put your hands on your hips, step your back foot forward. And then take your arms up to the sky, reach up, and then dive forward into your forward bend again, all the way down to the floor. Try to touch the floor. Now put your hands on the floor, take downward facing dog. Hold your downward dog for 3 breaths. If you can do your breathing through the nose, that's ideal. 2 breaths. Now really use your strong arms to press your chest back towards your legs. Last breath in. I know it's starting to use the arm muscles, the shoulder muscles. That's exactly what we want. And then come forward into high plank position. And then take upward facing dog. So you just have to step back, yeah. So remember, upward dog, lift the chest. Make a back bend just like that. And then go back to downward dog again. Let's do that twice more. So come from down dog into upward dog. Lift up your chest. Spend a moment in upward dog. Really stretch your chest, your stomach, your throat. Back bend, and then again go to downward dog. If it's too much for you, you can always keep your knees down or modify it in some way. But we're trying to move the spine, the hips, the shoulders, trying to get the whole body moving, the core muscles moving. All right, do it for the last time now. Your upward dog, or you could take cobra, some back bend, open the throat, and then go back to downward facing dog. All right, we're just going to do 2 more standing poses and then we'll come down onto the mat. Step the right foot up to front for warrior 1 that you already did. Bend your front knee. Okay, now keep your legs like that and take warrior 2. So your right arm comes forward. Yeah, exactly. Look forward so your eyes go over your right front hand. This is warrior number 2. Take another breath. And then come down all the way to downward dog. So you just put your hands on the mat, step back, and we'll do the other side. Step your left foot forward, come up into warrior 1. So you're doing the exact same sequence on the second side. Hold warrior 1, lift your chest up, open the fingertips up, lift the elbows, lift up the shoulders. Now you keep the same leg position. You might move your back leg a little, but the front leg stays the same. Come into warrior 2. Make sure your backhand is as high as your front hand. Lift the backhand up to the height of the shoulder. You can check your backhand to make sure that it's as high as your shoulder. Now just take 1 more breath in, and then come down to downward dog. This will be the last downward dog. Hold it for 2 breaths. And then we just have 1 more standing pose to do, then we'll come down on the mat and finish. Come up to standing and step long ways onto the mat. Oh, sorry about that. So you want to have your feet parallel to one another, and you should be in a straddle stance. So if you take the arms up, you'll make the shape of the letter X. So that's the letter X shape pose. And then keeping the legs the same, go forward all the way down, try to touch the floor. That's the straddle forward bend pose. So we'll just do that a couple times. Come up to the shape of the letter X, Xasana. Touch the floor, keep your legs real strong as you go down, reach all the way down, stretch your back. Let's do 3 more, come up to the letter X. And then back down, exhale, drop the head, reach the floor. Feel all the leg muscles and the spine muscles as you come up, letter X. Come up into the letter X, use your spine, your core. Exhale, touch the floor. Got 2 more, keep your legs real strong. On the inhale, come up, letter X. Exhale, touch the floor. Try to love it, you only have 1 more. Inhale, come up, letter X. Go big. Exhale, touch the floor for the last time. And then we're going to wrap this up by having you come onto your back. Once you're on your back, pull your right knee up into your chest and extend your left leg down the mat. Yeah, just like that. Both hands on the right knee, pull it into your chest. Now try to lift up your head like you're going to touch your forehead to your knee. All right, and then let's do the same on the other side. So you just try to pull your head into that left knee this time, and then release it and put your feet on the floor for 1 bridge. Feet are on the floor. Put both feet on the floor, bend your knees. And just like that, take your bridge, lifting up the hips, lifting up your chest. Now there's only going to be this 1 back bend, so I'm going to have you hold it just a couple more breaths, and if you want to go deeper, then you should do what you can to lift up the hips and or use your hands to come up into the full Urdhva Dhanurasana. Lift your chest a little bit more. Urdhva Dhanurasana. We call it wheel in yoga, colloquially, but in gymnastics they call it bridge, I think. But in yoga, we call this bridge, where you've got your shoulders down, your hips lifted. So wherever you are, take your hips a little higher. This will be the last breath for this back bend pose. And then when you exhale, put your spine down. Bring the soles of your feet together so your legs make a diamond shape. Bring the soles of the feet together like the feet are praying. Yeah, and then your legs are like a diamond. Put your hands on your stomach and try to relax the face and the arms. Close your eyes just for a moment here. Try to relax your legs. Try not to judge or evaluate or make a plan. Just try to experience the body, the breath, the heat in the body, just from these little poses we've done, these few minutes of poses and breathing. Heat up the body a little bit. Feel the heat, feel the release that's available through that heat, and that energy gets generated. And we're just going to do one more pose before we finish. Bring your right knee up into your chest again like you did before. Extend your left leg down the mat. Now, only using your left hand, draw the knee across to the left side of the body. So your right arm goes out to the floor like a wing, and you turn your head to the right. Just take another 2 breaths, stretch your spine. Notice how gravity helps you in so many poses, really. Gravity helps us with yoga, helps us stretch the body, helps us release, letting the floor hold us, gravity hold us. Now do the twist on the other side. Extend your right leg, pick up your left knee to your chest. And only using the right arm, draw the left knee down towards the side of the body. Turn your head to the left. Breathe in, breathe out. And then come on back to Shavasana. If you have a little more time, you can put on warm things, socks and blankets. This was a relatively short practice, but you do want to stay warm during Shavasana. If you have any reason to think you might get cold, I'd say take a minute, put on socks or a blanket or sweatshirt. This will be a 2-minute Shavasana. Make sure your hands are on the floor with your palms up. Turn your palms up. We here at Roots Yoga believe Shavasana is essential, so important. Even if you can do 30 seconds, really important part of the practice to do regularly, Shavasana. So you'll just be here for about 2 minutes. Totally relax. I'll let you know when the time is up. Staying where you are, just become aware of your body resting on the floor. Take a breath in through your nose, and then exhale. Do that one more time. Inhale, imagine the breath going all the way down to your toes. Exhale, you can wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. And then slowly push yourself up to a seated position, just the way we started. So facing the front of the mat again.